Hello there, thanks for tuning in to Bars PM News. On tonight's bulletin, residents in Winneba are raising concerns over allegations of sexual misconduct involving young tricycle riders in the town. In Ghana's politics, the New Patriotic Party is condemning President Mahama over his stance on the controversial anti-gay legislation. And on the international front, an earthquake that struck Afghanistan overnight has killed 8 members of the same family in Kabul province. These and many more stories come your way in the next 15 minutes. I am Rebecca Afari. Stay with me. Audio Jungle. Let's dig into the stories. And residents in Winneba in the Futu Municipal District are raising alarm over allegations of sexual misconduct involving young tricycle riders. Popularly known as pragya, male youth are using these tricycles to exploit young girls, especially at night. A report by Bars TV's Humble Tune today revealed a trend where commercial riders take advantage of young girls in their vehicles after work hours. Some residents of Winneba share their experiences of sex in tricycles in Winneba.
Sex in Pragya is real. Many of the boys have no rooms of their own, and so when they meet the girls, they communicate and park their vehicles somewhere and involve in sexual acts. Others find it tiring taking the woman home and coming back to work, therefore becomes doing it in their vehicles. Then they give monies to their girls afterwards.
Why you inside now? One man is gonna
Sound like when you go to the beach, especially the beach side, Royal Beach. Last time witnessed with my naked eye. Like it was like the pragya was there. Just so like me, I wanted to see the driver so that like I would take him to where like I'm going. I waited till this pragya driver is not coming. So like I was watching the pragya, like all of a sudden the pragya was shaking. Shaking pa. So like so like I was watching it and like seriously. And like I tried walking closer to the pragya. I started hearing some noise like inside the pragya. I said, wow. So which means there's some people like inside the pragya. I tried rushing there quickly. Immediately I go there. I think the guy heard a sound of me. So like he was trying to like dress up and like I asked him, I shouted, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing here? And like I try checking like around the pragya, like I'm a police man. And I saw a lady also like inside the pragya, like also like trying to like also like dress well.
We heard from some Winneba residents sharing their experiences of situations where male youth involved in sexual misconduct in tricycles. In response to these sexual allegations, residents are calling for immediate reforms. They are urging community leaders to station responsible monitors at key vantage points to deter these activities. Still in Winneba, fisherfolk in the Futu Municipal District are making an urgent plea to the government to provide premix fuel following a prolonged shortage of the fuel. Bars FM this afternoon reported that the scarcity is grounding many canoes, threatening the livelihoods of thousands who depend on the sea for their survival. The fisherfolk in Winneba share their ordeals in resorting to petrol as fuel for fishing.
The government's failure to provide premix fuel for fishing is really affecting us. This has resulted in a decrease in profits after fishing. I find it difficult to take care of the school needs of my children now. We will be glad if the President provides the forward and reconsider the prices for us. We voted the President into power. Now that he is back in power, we need to feel the impact. We should see progress in everything. This is how we would be able to vote him into power again.
These were fishermen in Winneba pleading with the government to provide enough premix fuel for them. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back with more after this quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my day jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Chino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so cool. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with a perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Thanks for staying. Now in Ghana's economy, the Center for Policy Scrutiny is calling for the reduction of key abolished taxes like the e-levy, COVID-19 levy and betting tax to shoot up domestic revenue with these fiscal pressures. The center argues that these tax handles could generate as much as 18 billion Ghana cedis in 2027, providing a significant boost to government revenue at the time of tightening liquidity and rising expenditure demands. Speaking at a presentation organized by the center, tax analyst Isaac Danso-Edri maintained that the scrapped taxes should not be dismissed entirely, but rather these structures should reflect current economic realities. He's urging the government to consider reintroducing some recently scrapped taxes to address a growing revenue gap and support fiscal stability.
We may not call it e-levy, but maybe we should call it a name that Ghanaians like, so that as a people we can raise the revenues that we need. It provides us very reliable sort of, revenue as a country that we can police. We can all agree on how we want to deal with that money, but let us not, cut our nose to spite, our face. 2, we should invest in some revenue forecasting, capacity. And here, this is coming from the fact that if you looked at all the 3 taxes that we have looked at, massive forecasting failure in all those. Right, with the exception of, again, the COVID levy, which was, benchmarked on VAT, so it was easy.
We heard from a tax expert, Mr. Isaac Danso-Edri, and he emphasized the need for a balance in economic relief with the equally important need for sustainable domestic revenue mobilization. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back with more after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. Moving to politics, the New Patriotic Party is criticizing President John Dramani Mahama over his stance on the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, widely known as the Anti-Gay Bill, accusing him of inconsistency and deception. This follows remarks by President Mahama during a meeting with civil society organizations on March 30, where he stated that signing the bill is not a priority for his government, as his is focused on addressing the basic needs of Ghanaians. Addressing a press conference on Tuesday, April 6, Reverend John Tim Fojo, one of the proponents of the bill, questioned the president's position, saying it contradicts earlier commitments made while in opposition.
Indeed, Parliament, through the appropriate channels, submitted the bill for gazetting. It has gone through gazetting, it has matured, it has been duly advertised yesterday, 21st October 2025 for first reading, for consequential referral to the Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs, for the subsequent processes to be undertaken for the bill to be passed in line with the aspirations of the overwhelming majority of Ghanaians. Today, we came to Parliament only to see that NDC members of Parliament and their leadership have gone to, in a very conspicuous, in a very rather Nicodemus manner, removed the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill.
Away from Ghana, at least 8 people have been killed and a child injured after a house collapsed in Kabul following a powerful earthquake in Afghanistan. The German Research Center for Geological Sciences said the quake measured 5.8 magnitude and struck at a depth of 186 kilometers. The 8 deceased are reported to belong to the same family. Afghanistan's Health Ministry spokesman Sharafat Zaman said on Saturday that a child aged around 2 years old was the only survivor. Afghanistan's Disaster Management Agency said the boy was injured. The 5.8 magnitude quake struck at 8:42 p.m. local time on Friday at a depth of 168 kilometers. The U.S. Geological Survey said the epicenter was in the northeastern province of Badakhshan. The capital, Kabul, is about 290 kilometers southwest of the epicenter. There were no immediate reports of injuries or damage in areas closer to the epicenter. The province is remote, so it can often take several hours before local authorities can relay information back to Kabul. Strong tremors were felt in multiple parts of Afghanistan, including Kabul and the Indian capital of New Delhi, witnesses told the Reuters news agency. Pakistan also felt the quake, including the capital, Islamabad, and Peshawar, Chitral, Swat, and Shangla. There were no immediate reports of injuries or damage. The Bars PM News ends here tonight. Let's catch up on the highlights we just covered. In Winneba, residents are raising concerns over allegations of sexual misconduct involving young tricycle riders in the town. Also, the New Patriotic Party is condemning President Mahama over his stance on the controversial anti-gay legislation, and on the international front, an earthquake that struck Afghanistan overnight has killed 8 members of the same family in Kabul province. For more stories, visit our online news portal at www.barsweb.com. We're watching Heart to Heart with Mabel Zuta right after this. Thanks for watching. I am Rebecca Afari. Don't go away.
Audio Jungle.